Well, first of all, welcome. Bubu, Lethul,
Hello.
Precision. Got you guys here talking with me about past, future, and what's going on today. I really want to start in the past with Arlington because you guys came into the season the only team not to make a change over the offseason within the top eight, really, other than FaZe, who won the world championship. And then went to Arlington. Obviously, didn't have the greatest performance. Can you kind of walk me through what that off season looked like? What was the decision behind not making a change before you guys even got to Arlington?
Uh, I mean, it's pretty simple, honestly, because after Worlds, I don't think any of us even talked. I don't think any of us talked about. Well, I guess Mike and Jesse did, but like I know I kind of just did my own thing. I mean, I'm just doing whatever most of the time.
Yeah, we didn't really think about it. It was kind of a we didn't have like any kind of team discussion or anything like that. I don't think anyone even like thought about making a change. I mean, we were pretty good. Like we had good results, and we didn't really see like the need to make a change. We thought we could go into the next season and like carry over like our chemistry and teamwork, and hopefully have some good results.
Yeah.
But
Spoiler
didn't
for
pan out that
coming
way.
up, we did not.
Yeah, right. So Arlington comes obviously a little bit of an underperformance. I think is an understatement. I think that's I was looking at through you guys' results. I think it's like Boob. I think that's like your lowest placing ever. I think it's almost the same with you, Lethal. If we like don't
Hey,
go with some of the early stuff.
hey, so everyone's got to have a lowest placing
Yeah.
ever. So
Right. So I mean, it is kind
we
of
all have one.
it is kind of like the valley for you guys. And can you kind of talk about what happened through pool play? Was there anything that just like didn't click? Was it just kind of a team effort where no one showed up, or what happened at Arlington where it was where you guys had such a low placing?
Yeah, I mean, I went into the event actually having like really high expectations, just because from our performances and like the online tourneys and stuff, it felt like we were like right there. And then going to the event, scrimming on Thursday, and then going into Friday, feeling really good actually. And then it's kind of like the way we lost those series are kind of like the story of the way we've lost like every series as a team. We pretty much are doing everything right except for just like winning the game. Like we're right there, we have the win. All we have to do is like
Do like some basic fundamental like play, and it's like instead it's just like complete shambles.
yeah, exactly. Like we'll do everything, we'll get to the finish line, and then we just won't cross the finish line. And that's literally been the story of our team. Like since we've like every series we've lost so far as a team, it feels like even like 3-0s, like every game will be like down to the wire, and we'll be getting 3-0'd by like Optic or Space Station on LAN. And
But like at the end of the day, it's
So-
3-0. So
yeah, at the end of the day, we're losing and we're trying to win here. So it kind of just felt like the same from last season, honestly, when we were losing. And then Saturday comes around, and then basically we're already 0-2 in pools, and we have to beat C9 to make it into bracket play. And the series
some
starts.
stuff was that.
And
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. It's hard to comment on that. Hard to comment on that without like that's not our. I mean, it is our business, but it's not our business at the end of the day. Like as like the Halo players, it's our business, but.
What was the decision behind the change of like, was it more that, okay, we need to make a change, who's the best available person, or was it, hey, like Precision's been playing really well, let's try him out, like I really want to team with this guy? What kind of came first when in the thought process of making the change?
It's kind of like the same time because once we made the decision, it was like in the exact like same sentence. We're just like, dude, what's Precision doing? Like,
yeah, I mean, kind of the first person that came to mind was Precision, and then
I sent
we sent out like a message
Yeah,
to
I
him,
mean,
and then he instantly like wanted to do it. So we were like, all right, we don't.
I
have
thought
to
he was
have a plan
excited
B
and he like
anymore.
instantly responded because it was like late at night, but he was in Hawaii at the time, so it was a normal time for him. So I was like, damn, this guy likes me, but he was just wide awake.
Right.
Nah, I was excited, bro. Just
So it's like you said, it was a really short list, if not a list, right? You said Precision's the guy.
Yeah, if you call a name a list, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I guess we'll bring you in, Precision, now. I mean, from your perspective, how'd this all go down for you? Because you came from Complexity, who just got like their best placing in the HCS, right? You guys got top 6 at Arlington, played extremely well. Like, not very often you see a player make a change from a top 16 to a team that just plays top 16. Can you walk through what it was like to get the message and why you decided to make the change?
yeah, of course. The top 6 placing is actually my best Halo placing yet too, so that's kind of funny. But I don't know. I got the message from. I wasn't really expecting it, but just random DM from TJ talking about like, hey, like we really want to get you. I was like, I saw it
Hypothetically.
as
I asked hypothetically, of
Yeah,
course.
you did. But I don't know. I saw it as a very good opportunity because I know how good they already were, and I feel like bringing my individual skill into their team balance would be a really good trade.
Right. And then the whole process of coming in, what's been the difference between sort of the schedule and the work ethic over on Complexity versus like transitioning to Sentinels? Has there been any big culture changes for you or big team changes that you've had to adjust to from the two orgs?
I wouldn't say a lot of the, nothing in like that particular, but like getting out of the Rhine noob system, I guess, like back into like their team's flow. It was a little different at first, but I think I got through it pretty fast. I think it opened like a lot more opportunities for me in my gameplay too.
Yeah, Ryanib's known for cracking the whip. He keeps his troops in order.
And so,
dude, I'm not even kidding. He is.
You're right. I mean, you're absolutely.
I've been there. I was on the friggin'.
Yeah.
I was on the farm system team of his one time.
No, like I think it's very good, but for like my playstyle wise, it's very like feel like I'm stuck in a box.
Like,
Yeah, you gotta let the birds fly. You gotta
Yeah.
kick them out of the nest.
It's been a while since both of you guys had teamed with someone that's a little bit newer to the scene. And someone like you said, top 6 placing was Precision's highest placing coming into this. What's been the how is it getting someone a little bit newer to the scene that hasn't been around with you guys since Halo 5, since Halo 3, or whatever, however hell the far you want to go back, getting them up to speed to what you're doing? Is it more like a mentorship role that you two have been like taking when it comes to like teaching some of the new stuff, like how to win, since you guys have both won on land before?
I'm not big on teaching. I don't know. It's too hard. Like, just in general in life, people who teach people things, I don't know how they do it. Because when I explain things, I just kind of assume like, you know what I'm saying. So I don't know. But I also just assume that he doesn't really need things to be like taught. Kind of like I said, he came from the Rhine system, and
I would say it's like been refreshing, honestly, playing with like a newer player that I've never teamed with before, because I've been kind of teaming with, other than when I teamed with Suppress.
Yeah, you team with like the same like
Swish
5
and
people
Squall and
like,
stuff, but
like you just keep rotating.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I have been kind of stuck in the same like team like swap around for like the past couple of years, and honestly, the pro scene is so like small and niche that like that's gonna happen no matter what if you're always swapping different teams and orgs. But yeah, I'd say it's been refreshing teaming with like a newer player, like, and I don't really think there's anything we need to necessarily teach them. It's more like we need to learn together, and like if we're playing the game correctly and playing for the win, we're gonna learn how to play with each other like as a group rather than the vibe. Like I want Ethan to do what he wants on the map. Like I'm not trying to teach him how to play, but I want to learn how to play with him, if that makes sense. And that's like what the goal is. It's not really teaching each other what to do. It's more just learning together and grow as a team.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a great segment to go into your guys' performance this weekend. Like online, obviously, top 12 happens tomorrow. But to get to the spot that you guys were at, you had to beat FaZe. And you talked about how the problem as a team before was not being able to finish out close series, right? Every single time it felt like you guys would always just finish a little bit short and self-destruct in a way. This time, you guys go into like a game 5 Slayer. You get this huge lead, and then instantly it seems like everything's going right. You guys grab camouflage, you're up 3, and then they
yeah,
come
we hit
right
the self
back.
destruct button a little bit again. Yeah.
Right. So
I mean, I don't know, finger slipped. I think. Yeah, no, finger
We
slipped.
tapped it.
But
Yeah.
right.
I didn't hold it this
It's
time.
like you're seeing that tendency, but you guys were able to overcome it this time. I was curious, like, if you can walk us through the end of that game 5, anything that you remember of like, okay, like this is a really tense situation. It was almost like a minute of you guys being in a 4v4, trying to find a way to break into FaZe's setup, and you obviously able to successfully do that. What was the comms like? What was that moment? I mean, anyone that has any recollection of like the end of that game 5?
Yeah, I could pretty much remember it. Like, so I kind of threw, to be honest, when we got that 3 kill lead, 50, or no, I'm sorry, 49-42, I think it was, or something, when TJ got that camo. We 3 down him, last guy was C, and like, I backed up to make sure like they didn't spawn behind TJ and kill him from like PD or A. and it was kind of a scam on my part because I spawned a guy red room while there was still a guy C, and then TJ was bringing camo to B stairs. So like, yeah, pretty much I just like went backwards and did nothing on the map while all three of my teammates died, and then at that point I was like tied or like they had a 1 kill lead or something. Eventually they had a 1 kill lead. I think it was 47-46. We needed 4, they needed 3, and then yeah, like you said, there was like a minute of us just kind of like gathering info on each other. And I noticed there was like one person in C, which was roll 2, and then there was like 3 B rail and like B side. So we basically just made the call to like shoot this guy back C, like back him up, and then walk down mid. And I had a shotty. So I think me and Ethan just walked down mid together. I shottied Frosty, made him one shot. I think Mike cleaned him up from like purple. And at the same time, I didn't even know, but TJ was making a really good like lurk play, like B side, and caught like snake bite and kind of just pivoted him for like the 49th kill or something. And at the same time, we were just winning all of our
my kill was
like,
technically the 49th kill, and then I was like just standing still right after I killed him, and then it popped up and said victory because like right as I killed him, I guess like the sticks went off like bottom driveway, and yeah.
Honestly, it was a really good like S&D push by us. Like if we were playing S&D, that would have been.
I was kind of just like I was solo like the whole like standoff, and I was kind of just like making reads, and I kind of like figured what they were doing, or at least like what their plan was. Like I think because they just had like stalker, they're just doing the basic like they have a guy probably playing B, and then they have a guy top driveway with a stalker. He's gonna try to get me weak, and then they are gonna either try to play for me or they're just gonna get me weak and then instantly re-hit somewhere else and do something. But while they're doing that, I like jumped up heaven and I insta dropped PD once I saw stalker, and then the last thing I heard was Ethan say something and like I don't know, he's just like, dude, I'm walking down bottom and I'm walking at him, and then and I don't know, I guess Jesse understood what that meant because like they just instantly walked, like he said, shot back C, walk for B steps, and then just like 6 of them were driveway or something, and then once I heard that is like right when I dropped into PD, so I just timed walking up when they did that, and I figured Snakebite would probably like want to be like a good teammate for some reason, so he kind of just like glances to the left, and right when he did that, I just walked into B, and honestly, I had an AR out for some reason, so I don't remember why. I actually switched to it right before I walked in there, so I had to like AR him, then switch to my bandit and like hit the one shot, and he turned and he got me one shot. So I don't know. It would have been a lot easier if I just bandited him, but yeah, no, it actually I made it a piv, but like it should have just been a free kill, like.
Another funny like comment from Ethan in the middle of the game was like another stalemate. I think like when it was 40-40 or something, and you're like B or whatever, and then they were like just holding like PD and A, and then we got a guy weak.
I
Like,
slid in.
I'm going in, and you just like slid in a PD and like got a trade or something. I was like, dude, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like if there's two choices, if there's that or if there's just like straight indecision and like you don't really do anything or don't like decide what to do, like I'd much rather you just slide in and do whatever the fuck goes on in there. I don't know.
Ethan, I mean, game 5, you kind of came in and made like deep plays. Like you had the best stats in the lobby. You played extremely well. I really want to hammer in on one of the plays that you made over, I think it was at B side. You like stood underneath planners and just crouched there for like, I think a solid 30 seconds. And you kind of like 3 people off guard. It was like honestly one of the most heads up plays I've seen.
Just nasty game.
just standing still, right time, right
system.
play. Yeah. Can you kind of walk through like kind of what your thought process was in that game? I mean, also sounds like Bubu and Lethul are telling you like you're the one that's kind of making a lot of play calls like during these situations where you want to kind of break that tension. What's going through your brain like during those game 5 situations?
I mean, it's game 5. Like even the top pro teams are gonna make mistakes, so it's like easy to draw from their mistakes. Like make a misplay. So putting yourself in like a position where it's bound to be like a misplay somewhere. It's just easy for me to read. I guess I don't know. It's hard to describe it.
Nah, I mean,
yeah, no one will play perfect, and if they do play perfect, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, you lost.
Like
you got no counter. So.
Right.
Like everyone makes mistakes, so be sure to put yourself in a spot to like play off their mistakes.
And the way you said like it seems like he's making play calls, but like it kind of goes in the same vein of like how Jesse said he wants him to just like do whatever he wants, because like they are play calls, but they're also like just plays that he sees on his screen like in the moment, like even if it's just for him, and like says he's doing it like that's the type of like no hesitation thing. Like if you see something, just do it and say it, and I mean that's pretty much it.
Just going back, like it seems like you guys are clicking, right? Everything's going going great. Just looking into the future, like into London, what's your sort of expectations? If there's like a super fan of Sentinels Halo, like watching, like what would be your guys' message to them about what the expectations should be going into London?
We definitely got to do better than last tournament. That's all I'll say. That's what I'm shooting for. I'm shooting for top 12.
Baby steps. Nah, I mean, yeah. I mean, once we get past top 12, I mean, we're gonna ride the momentum and try to go as far as we can. Like, obviously, as competitors, like we're trying to go into every event, like, and genuinely like win it. Like, every tournament I go into, I genuinely believe like I'm capable of winning the event. So this is like no different.
Not you, for you, Ethan. I mean, I like these guys is, you know, like they're talking about their expectations, but for you, I mean, I feel like it has to be maybe a little bit greater because you dropped off a team that just placed top 6, right? You just got your highest placing with Complexity. Like you made that change. Like, I feel like
if we don't do better, he's gonna let us hear it.
Yeah, I feel like there's an obvious expectation for you that you feel like you're gonna do better coming into London.
Yeah, I mean, I think with me coming into a new system, there's going to be mistakes here and there, but I think for London, I think getting around top 6, top 4 is super doable with them. I think as time progresses, like, there's definitely the ceiling's high for sure.
Ethan, I want to go back with you just a little bit and talk about like the decision that you made. Like you touched on it a little bit, but what's been, you know, just your initial thoughts from moving on to Sentinels? Like, do you feel like you made like this is like the best decision for me? You're like super excited for the future. Is there anything that was kind of unexpected when you made the change, and just kind of like your general feelings after all of this like kind of chaos went down?
It's honestly, it was a tougher situation for me because everyone on Complexity, like, it was probably like before here, like definitely my favorite team I've been on so far. Like just vibes wise and how people were, I guess, how people treated each other. Like it was the best like ecosystem and it was super healthy. So I think like mentally I was at my best. But like I felt like we kind of like hit a wall at top 6 almost. Like I felt like that was kind of like the limit. So I think like this opportunity, I'm super excited for it. Like I think I'll be able to accomplish a lot more.
That's fantastic, guys. I mean, all of you, I don't want to keep you guys here for too long, but just like anything that you've been having brewing in your chest that you want to get off, you know, like say to the world, like this is like an opportunity. Anything I haven't asked you, or anything you just want to talk about, like floor is open for anything.
My mic is muted. Yeah, Jesse.
What are you saying?
I don't know. I've been hearing some things about you in Twitch chats. Yeah,
Dude, like, I don't know.
I'm just putting him on the spot, but I'm not saying it. I don't got anything to say because I don't care about any of the stuff that I wouldn't want to talk about. Any stuff that I don't want to talk about, I don't care about. And you know what I mean. I'm not even bringing it up.
I'm kind of just gonna let our performance speak for me, like in the future. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll go from there.